Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have your Border Busters coming up, but first, our top story. Sioux Falls police are investigating an early morning stabbing. It happened just before 1:30 a.m. in the area of West 12th Street and Southwestern Avenue. Police say a man with a stab wound to his abdomen was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. So far, police do not have any suspects in custody. You're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers if you have any information. South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley says officers were justified in their use of deadly force at two separate locations on April 1st involving shooting suspect 25-year-old Samir Albadani. Investigators say Albadani fired two shots at officers in Sioux Falls, striking one of them. A short time later, another scene unfolded in the Beersford area.
The second finding that I make as Attorney General with the investigative report by the DCI that we will make public is that the trooper that used his vehicle for impact was justified in those actions. It was appropriate police tactics. It was done appropriately. The second trooper that fired his weapon after having been fired at and having witnessed three more shots being fired at his fellow officers was justified in taking those actions of firing his duty weapon.
Albadani faces several charges, including 6 counts of attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. If you have prescription medications that you'd like to get rid of, you can drop them off today as part of the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration's National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. The goal is to encourage communities to properly dispose of unused or unwanted medications. New this year, you can also drop off vape cartridges.
The only thing there is we do have to make sure that the lithium battery has been removed before you drop that off. So again, you can bring those in, but just please remove those lithium batteries and know that you're probably going to have to show that to somebody before you drop that into the container.
You can drop off unused medications or vape cartridges between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. local time. You can find a list of disposal sites located in South Dakota on the DEA's website. Let's take our first look at the forecast now. Meteorologist Jalen Borison in the Storm Center. Good morning, Jalen.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, KELOLAND. It's going to be a seasonably cool day out there with a little bit of more cloud cover moving in, as well as some rain chances, especially here East River as we go into the afternoon and evening hours. High of 61 here in Sioux Falls with southerly flow returning to KELOLAND. Very breezy winds, 61 Aberdeen, 60 in Pierre, and 69 out towards Rapid City. We'll have more mild lows for this time of year as we head into the overnight hours in the 40s with that thicker cloud cover hanging around and rain chances moving eastward as we go into tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we'll have a big warm up tomorrow, getting back to above average. 67 here in Sioux Falls, 65 Brookings, 76 in Pierre, and even an 80 out towards Rapid City. We'll see more 80s in southeastern KELOLAND as we head into Monday with the risk for severe weather returning Sunday evening and into the overnight hours. A level 2 out of 5 slight risk there in the winter area, as well as down towards Valentine. Main hazards with any of these stronger storms will be heavy rain, hail, and strong wind gusts. But not only there, we'll have to keep an eye on the sky as we head into Monday as well. A more significant risk for severe weather across the northern plains. All hazards of severe weather possible, with the greatest tornado threat being in Minnesota, Iowa, and also Wisconsin. Something we'll keep an eye on as we go into this weekend, and we'll take a look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Jalen. KELOLAND Media Group and our parent company, Nexstar, looking back on 50 years since the Vietnam War. That includes highlighting the homecoming of South Dakotans who were held as prisoners of war in Vietnam, such as Leo Thorsness, who returned to Sioux Falls in 1973 after being held captive for 6 years. KELOLAND News spoke to Thorsness back in 1988 about his reflections of the war and the questions that haunted Americans years later.
Perhaps the most nagging question of the whole Vietnam War, now that we're 15 years after the fact, is do you think there are any live American POWs still in Vietnam or in that area?
Yeah, Southeast Asia, Laos probably is as good a candidate or not. Very briefly, Steve, it's my opinion that if I were a betting man, could prove it, I'd bet they're not. Maybe I hope there's not. I hope no one has had to live this many years, kind of like we know what it was for just 6.
Thorsness was a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient who turned to politics after the war, launching unsuccessful bids for the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives. Keep your personal documents from falling into the hands of wrong hands by taking part in the annual Shred event in Sioux Falls. You can drop off your sensitive documents at Lincoln, Roosevelt, Sioux Falls Christian, and Washington high schools through noon. You're asked to make a $5 donation per box or bag, with the money raised going toward Sioux Empire Crime Stoppers. Party for the Planet is an Earth Day celebration taking place at Sertoma Park in Sioux Falls. The event is hosted by the Great Plains Zoo and Butterfly House and Aquarium. Activities include a river cleanup from 10 a.m. to noon, plus a Siouxland Library's book hike, and free fishing provided by the outdoor campus from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Allride Shrine Circus features 3 performances at the Sioux Falls Arena. Show times are at 9 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. Tickets are $20 and $5 for children. And explore the unique urban living spaces that define the heart of Sioux Falls. The Spring Downtown Loft Tour is a free, self-guided exploration of both occupied and available lots. The tours run from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Jalen?
It's going to be a cooler day today, but it's been a cooler past few days as well. After today, we're going to warm up as we head into the rest of this weekend and the start of next week as well. Even an 80 here on Monday in the Sioux Falls area with windy conditions. Southerly winds are going to increase the chance for severe weather here as we go into the start of the week. Otherwise, behind the cold front, we're going to cool down going into Tuesday, 62 degrees, but we'll warm right back up to above average as we head into the rest of the week. In the Aberdeen area, rain chances for Sunday through Monday as well with those thunderstorms. Windy conditions 70, but we'll cool to 59 for Tuesday with that sunshine returning. We'll be back to above average with a few rain chances throughout the week. And in the Pierre area, rain and thunderstorms possible on Monday, 67, 63 for Tuesday, though we'll get back to 70 by Wednesday. And 71, a pretty pleasant start to next weekend, looking like in the Rapid City area as well. 84 tomorrow, going to be the warmest day of the week. 62 though for Monday with rain and thunderstorm chances. More sunshine in store for Tuesday and a pretty quiet rest of the week.